So this is for all of my Latinos for Trump, which I will never forgive you for putting this man back in office.
Yep, all the Latinos in the house come to the front because you are being summoned. Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for stopping by, supporting your girl on this channel. So, guys, in today's video, all credit goes to the creators in these videos. So, guys, we know what has been going on with Latinos, right? The Cuban Adjustment Act and Latinos in general, because this video is about to show you lots of creators that are angry at the Latinos for Trump, right? Latinos for Trump who voted against their self-interest and are now finding out children taken away from their mothers. So many things, guys. Let's see these videos and let me know what you think in the comment section.
Especially because your roots, he was never going to pick you. Anyways, so remind me again how you guys were for a person that wanted to get all the people that didn't belong here or came here the wrong way. Why are we trying to fly back white South Africans? Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to bring in some white South Africans. If you don't get the message now, like, you guys are probably the type of people that, like, your ex told you that they needed to focus on themselves and you believe them. Like, that's the type of people that I believe you are, because this man was never going to pick you. He was never for you. And the fact that you fell for the BS is beyond me. This was never about getting criminals out. This was about getting people like them back in and back in control. So, like, that whole rhetoric, it was a lie. I don't know if you've noticed, because you guys have been very quiet. I haven't seen a single Latino for Trump come out and, like, defend their stance, because you have no stance. They want us out. We are the target, okay? And you were complicit in getting this man back into power. But it's fine. Like, we'll have a whole therapy session about it. But, yeah, it's very clear what they're trying to do. And you know what? Like, you can still, like, make amends, but you have to start standing up. Like, you have to start speaking up. Just like you were so loud to defend this man, like, we need you now to step up and get united with us and back our community up and step up, because it's getting more radical out here. And they're only doing it step by step. They were never going to come out like in, like, you know, Star Wars Death Troopers style. No, they were going to do it piece by piece, and it's getting worse. So we need all the help that we can get, and you guys need to make this right.
Did you see this video where this couple, originally from Argentina, who voted for Trump, are upset that their son, who's a green card holder, is currently being detained by ICE?
Un incidente que terminó siendo un misdemeanor. Cumplió con todos los requisitos al pie de la letra, entonces se terminó el caso, se cerró, se dismiss. Lo detuvieron en el aeropuerto de Ley, lo mandaron a un county jail en North Carolina por 3 días y luego lo movieron aquí a donde estamos ahora.
Él dijo que iba a ir por todos los delincuentes que entraron ilegal.
Y lo dijo muy claro.
Lo dijo bien claro.
Pero pasamos de tener una puerta abierta completamente a cerrarla con 10 rojos.
Es un engaño masivo lo que hizo. Es un mentiroso. Está mucha gente enojada. Y no solo inmigrantes. Gente que vive aquí, que tiene generaciones y generaciones de estar en este país.
And the family said that it's very possible that it could end with Agustin being deported.
So here's a little more background on their son, Augustine. He was convicted in 2020 of infliction of injury, and he was sentenced to 3 years probation. Now, that case was closed in 2023. Well, in February, Augustine was coming back from a trip abroad through Los Angeles International Airport, where he was stopped by DHS. There, they confiscated his green card and Argentine passport and told him to report to Border Patrol in Raleigh, North Carolina, which is where he lives. He did report to the office, apparently on his own. There's no word of whether or not there was a lawyer with him. He was detained, and within 2 days, he was transferred to Stewart. This is a Stewart detention center, which can roughly hold about 1,700 people. And according to Augustine, when he talked to his parents, it is overcrowded in there. People are sleeping on the floor, and they're not getting the basic necessities. Now, what is happening to their son and to everyone under this administration is terrible. But this is frustrating because Latinos for Trump really thought they were going to be safe from his mass deportations. Now that Trump has come after your family, now you realize that he was a liar. Trump has always been a liar. We knew he was going to go after immigrants, specifically Latinos, regardless if they're criminals or not. I do wish more Latinos will wake up to the fact that Trump is a liar, but unfortunately, it seems like with these Trump supporters, they do not believe anything until it personally affects them. So if this happens to come across your FYP page and you happen to be a Trump supporter, just know that something like this is in your future. You are not safe from him. He does not care about anybody but himself.
It's one of those places that allows undocumented immigrants to get a driver's license. Well, now the Trump administration is asking the Puerto Rican government to hand over the names and addresses of the about 6,000 immigrants who have gotten a license here so they can deport them. That's what the agent who leads HSI in Puerto Rico told NPR. The question is whether the Puerto Rican government will hand over that information. That's where it gets interesting, because anti-immigrant rhetoric from politicians in Puerto Rico is not really a thing. Quite the opposite. This is the governor of Puerto Rico. She usually speaks highly of the Dominican community. Most immigrants in Puerto Rico are Dominican, and she's on record saying things like they have contributed to our economy and our culture. But she's also a Trump supporter. So when she was asked to reconcile those two things, she said that the Dominican community in Puerto Rico didn't have to worry because President Trump wasn't thinking about them. He was worried about the southern border in the United States. And when the raids started happening in Puerto Rico, she said the administration was focused on deporting people with criminal records. But here's what we know now. The vast majority of the people who have been deported from Puerto Rico had no criminal record. And the Trump administration's stated goal is to deport every single undocumented immigrant in Puerto Rico. The agent from HSI told NPR, our mandate is 100%. The governor has not publicly said if they will turn over the information, but they did acknowledge the request. And in the past, the governor has said that Puerto Rico cannot afford to not comply with executive orders because federal funding is at stake.
Hey guys, I'm so full of rage. Rage. And I will just say it again, and for all you Latinos who voted for the monster in chief, you all need to do some serious soul work, some serious soul searching to justify why you felt like you were better than the poor mom who was just separated from her child in front of the world to see. How you feel like you're better than those who traveled thousands of miles, and you claim that somehow your ancestors did it right. Some of you had the means. And if we go a little further, because I live right here next to Juarez, and I know lots of you who were corrupt over there and had the money to bring your kids over here or to be raised over here. Some of you had connections. Some of you were sponsored. And some of you just got lucky. But there are thousands who have picked our crops, swept our homes, scrubbed our toilets, raised our children, and didn't ever make a peep. They had children here. That was their biggest crime, right? So that their dream could be fulfilled for them. Me, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my parents. One got sponsored, the other one was born here, anchor baby style. And they worked their asses off, like so many. And now those Latinos who voted for DJT sit on this fucking high horse because you've assimilated. You've assimilated so hard you forgot where you're from, or who brought you here, or why you're even here. Somehow you find yourself like you think you're better than them. Why? Because you went to a college, university that, maybe your Spanish accent is gone. Maybe you're hardcore English speaking American now. Your kids don't speak Spanish. Neither do mine. Half of them do. But that doesn't change who I am. It doesn't change the color of my skin. It's never going to change the blood that runs through my veins. And I want to know where your compassion is. I want to know where your Catholicism is. I want to know how your soul is doing. How you can justify and put this horrible creature, the president, on such a pedestal and think that he's doing right by you. He doesn't care about you. At the end of the day, you're just one of us. So Latinos for DJT, how dare you? Shame on you for putting people through these horrors, for separating children from their moms and their dads, for forcing sick children who were receiving treatment here out of this country with no compassion, for entrapment. Because what you did to the least of these, you did it to the one upstairs. When are you going to understand we're all one? We are all the same. When is that going to sit in here? When is your ego going to stop telling you that somehow you're better? That I'm better, that he's better, that she's better. Why? Because of the size of their wallet, their bank account? What, you think you actually take that when you're dead, when you're gone? Those of you who believe in the afterlife, in heaven or hell, does that not scare you a bit? Your conscience is going to tell you when you see that and you feel nothing, that says more about you than your status, than your credentials, than your titles, than the acronyms, than the initials behind your name. The size of your home, the size of your car, it doesn't matter. Who are you when you're all alone in bed at night? Who are you?
Latinos, this is a PSA, right? Now, we're seeing all these things that are happening across the country, right? ICE coming into these job sites, right? I want you to understand, the owners of these companies are not calling ICE. Why would they call ICE? The gringos that are working next to you, the ones that you think is your friend, Poppy, is not your friend. They voted for this. As we say in my community, they're dropping dimes on you. They're reporting to ICE to come get you. That is clear as day. Now, there's not much you can do about that. What you can do is stay the hell out of Florida, number one. Unfortunately, leave these job sites until the repercussions are felt financially by these corporations of losing these workers. They will not push against the administration to stop this madness until that happens. Second and final thing, it's time for you guys to organize the same way our community has organized in the past. Push back against these Latinos for Trump. These organizations that were paid handsomely, millions of dollars, to push propaganda in your community, to convince you, people in your community, to vote for this, it's time for you guys to speak up and speak out against them. Time for them to feel the repercussions. Until you do these things, this is going to continue. Your families are going to be destroyed. Pain is going to get worse. And it's not going to get any better until you guys stand up as a whole, as a community, and push back against the MAGA, for the Latinos, for Trump's madness.
There's a Hispanic lady on here crying about how they are being hunted down like animals just because of their names and the color of their skin. And she is so angry that this is happening to her people, her Raza. Welcome to the Black experience in America, when they were hunted down like animals because of the color of their skin, lady. But they fought back. They got civil rights, which allowed you Hispanics to come here, you Indians to come here, for all the people in the world to be able to come here. And what did you do? You look down on the Black Americans in the United States of America. So welcome to the Black experience, Hispanics, of being hunted down because of your color, your name, what you look like, and that you're not white. Welcome. It's not like somebody didn't try and tell you, but you were all down there in Miami. I will vote for Donald Trump. You know something? Trump is really a chicken because he's not going far enough. Trump needs to revoke, by executive order, the Cuban Adjustment Act of 1966. Cuba is not our problem. Cuba is no longer our problem. Not because America was butthurt that they could not overthrow Castro, means that this embargo that has been going on for 60 years needs to continue. If Trump was not the chicken that he is, he would lift the embargo and then he can send all the Cubans back to Cuba and also revoke the Cuban Adjustment Act. Why do they have this act still? There's nothing wrong with Cuba. What is wrong with it? You know what is wrong with it? It's the embargo that the U.S. has put on that country for 60 years. You notice they couldn't put an embargo on China, and look how China has developed. If there was no embargo on Cuba, they would be able to bring that island into the 21st century. So Mr. Chicken Trump, revoke the Cuban Adjustment Act and lift the embargo, but you are a damn chicken. You're a taco. You have no guts. So yes, Miss Hispanic lady, now you understand the Black experience in America. You'll be hunted down at your workplace, at construction sites. The only difference is that the Black people were running through the woods for their lives. And when they were caught, they were lynched, beaten, and the most horrific things were done to them. I hope that is not what's happening with you guys with ICE. I hope so.